This is my practice ride of the Horribly Hilly Hundreds, which I'll admit doesn't seem so horrible until you get to this. This is the Horribly Hilly Hundreds, and it is not a ride that gets you right from the start. You get a little bit of a downhill as you head down from the park right to the start line. Everything seems smooth for the first few miles because there's quite a bit of downhill. But then all of a sudden you start coming across these little hills, which range from, on the shortest, maybe a couple hundred meters to a mile or two on the final climb. And frankly, it is considered the Midwest's toughest one-day challenge on a bicycle. I certainly can attest to that. Recently, I had the chance to do this as a practice route. This was a loop that was organized by the ride organizer, who came out and said hello to everybody, and also had a chance to chat with him, so I will have a few words from him coming up shortly. But if you want to do some climbing, and you do your fair share of climbing here, I think on the low end it's 7,000 something feet. If you do the 100-kilometer course, the 150, I want to say you're around 8 to 9,000 feet of climbing, and the 200-kilometer course is all the way up around 10,000 feet. So definitely check it out. But here's a few words from the organizer, Greg.
My name is Greg Wiegand. I am the co-president of the Friends of Blue Mound State Park. I wanted to get some information on helping with this event, just to be on the little small subcommittee, and turned out nobody else really wanted to keep going. So I kind of became the director by default a couple of years ago. Basically, I help with anything with the Friends group, our fundraising and determining what kind of projects we're going to work on.
And how many riders do you have this year registered?
1,100. In the past, it used to be closer to 15, but we just felt safety-wise it was easier to be down around 12.
How long has this ride been going on?
I believe, taking out the COVID year, I believe this is 22. I think 23 was the 20th year.
The ride means quite a bit to you guys.
Just emphasize this is everything for the park, and we're going to rebuild an amphitheater, which is going to be beautiful. It's going to actually outlook so you can see the Bareboot Hills. Great place for events, music, weddings, stuff like that. I say 15 to 20 miles of single track mountain bike trails. That it is insanely expensive how much it costs to build trails, and there's a plan to add some new stuff on the back end here that it's just really technical, awesome riding. But just hope people come out and keep supporting it. It is the toughest ride in the Midwest, so we get a lot of people just because of that.
And if they want to register possibly for this year or for next year, what is the website?
If you just Google Horribly Hilly Hundreds, it'll either go to Run Sign Up, which is the actual registration platform, or it'll go to the Friends of Blue Mound State Park, which has a link right to it as well. And the Friends website has information and history on the event too, if people are interested.
There you go, guys. That is the Horribly Hilly Hundreds in Blue Mound State Park, which is just outside of Madison. The ride does fill up pretty quickly, so I would suggest checking in early if you want to get in on general registration, but I believe the Friends of the Park is still open. And if you want to see what the actual route looks like, here it is. It ends up being loops where you are coming back sort of through the start point quite a few times. In fact, your stations for water and things like that are going to be repeating a couple of times. That's all I've got for you guys. If you have any questions about the ride, please feel free to leave a comment. If you come out there and you see a dude on a pink time bicycle that looks way too big to be going up the climbs, there's a good chance that that's me. Feel free to ride up and say hello. I will try my best to hang with some of those steep climbs with you until you drop me. Until next time, thanks so much for watching.